Just doing a little poke test. We only do this on wood. We don't do this on people. I have no idea. This definitely like a Kijiji type of company. Or this is my favorite part. And then now I'm standing in the way. That's also my favorite part. This cheap, shitty windows. Good morning, everybody. My name's Ian. I'm from Timber Pointe Home Inspection. Today we're doing a new window replacement inspection here with Ecoline windows. And today we're here in the community of Woodbine. And this is a great little community. I grew up in this area, so I'm really excited to have a look at this house today. So we made it just in time. They're actually removing one of the windows right in front of the doorway here. And these are a vinyl window, that just an older type of vinyl window. So it actually still has a wood frame around the actual sash itself. So today what we're installing is going to be all vinyl, all PVC. There's going to be a maintenance-free finish, and we're going to get these ones out of here, and we'll get started and putting in the new windows today. Because the windows were placed in 2011, is that correct?
Right. Yeah.
Have you been here the whole time?
Yeah. I stay at this home is almost 35 years already.
Oh, okay. So where when it was built then? It was built in the mid-80s.
The house built in 87. Something.
87, yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, so we're just starting to peel back the onion at this house. You know, there's a lot of things going on with these windows. We mentioned that these windows were replaced in 2011. So they're not very old windows by any stretch. These windows should have had another 20, 30 years of good life left in them. And I can see that there's quite a few defects just from looking at it from visual. They've just covered up the old wood molding with some aluminum cladding, which isn't ideal. It's more for a custom setting like we had in another video where it was a bay window. You have to use this kind of material, but for just a regular, rectangular window, you don't need this. With the newer Ecoline windows today, there's a vinyl PVC brick mold that goes around, and then that connects to stucco, and then you seal around that, but it's all vinyl PVC. There's no chance of any water getting in. This is caulked, and you can see the caulking is starting to split and peel. So water will be getting in behind here periodically, so there could be some water damage on this window. The drain holes in these windows are very, very small, and I'm not even sure if they're operable or not, but there's a chance that water was getting stuck in the window and maybe freezing in the winter time and then thawing, and that would be causing some of these issues with what's going on inside, because right now you can barely see out these windows. They're so fogged from the seal failure. This is really not a good situation, so I'm very happy that this homeowner today is going with Ecoline and doing a full replacement. So just inspecting this window opening, and we can see what's been left behind from the older windows that were installed in place. So these windows were replaced 13 years ago, and the installer is still using this bad insulation. We've seen in other videos where we were using this in the 60s, 70s, 80s. We don't use this in the 2000s, 2010s. That's not acceptable. And then there's some kind of patchwork spray foam insulation. They were probably just filling some of the gaps. So this is not acceptable at all. So we're gonna remove all this old insulation. This is no good. This isn't doing anyone any favors anymore. And then we can actually see the building paper here. We can take our knife and we can just cut it and have a look what's going on here with the sill.
Now you know how to cut it off. You can be the installer.
I've been learning a lot. I should really thank these guys for all these things. They're showing me how to use a knife, how to climb on a ladder, and all these skills that are very important. Two-handed knife, either hand works. I'm not gonna tell you where I got it, but it's very special. So cut the paper away, and we can see our sill here. Everything looks nice and solid. Just doing a little poke test. We only do this on wood. We don't do this on people. Okay, if there's kids watching, if kids are watching out there, we don't practice this at home. We just poke around on the jamb here, looking for any signs of rot or deterioration. Everything looks nice and solid. So we'll be ready to install the new window. Here's our original brick molding for the wood frame windows that would have been installed in the mid-80s. And what this window company did in 2011 is just clad over this frame, the molding, instead of taking it out and replacing it and having that nice white PVC finish with the brick mold. They just covered it up.
Do you know what the name of the company who installed those windows?
I have no idea. This definitely like a Kijiji type of company, or you know, if they're a bigger company, they should be ashamed, because this is not how you finish off a project. This is my favorite part, and then now I'm standing in the way. That's also my favorite part.
The old dust is gonna fly on you.
That's okay. That's okay. No treasure. This cheap, shitty windows. Read on the sticker, it says ClimaGuard. And I don't even know, that's not even a word, ClimaGuard. That doesn't even make sense. It's just complete false advertising. There's no guard here at all. This is a complete collapse. These should be called Clima Collapse windows, or Clima Fail. It's all finished, it's all PVC around, and then they seal it, and it looks like it was meant to be there. Okay, so we're just prepping the window for the opening to put in the new window. And we're just putting down our 3M, our waterproof flashing. So we're just gonna put it down on all three sides. Usually go up about, 6 to 8 inches up the side to make sure we got some nice coverage along the sides of the window, just in case any water does get in. You're gonna be protecting the jamb in the sill. So we'll just put that down, and then once that's in, then we can get ready to shim the window in place. Swing it out, swing it out. Look at that, beautiful.
When it's better, when it's one piece or two pieces?
I think in this situation, it's better to have one. You don't have to worry about any sort of, moisture issues if it's all kind of, one-piece construction. And it's a lot easier for the installers to make sure that it's installed properly. If it's a two-piece window like the previous one was, just more room for air, trying to get everything centered and plumb and level. So this is just a lot easier when you got one little one unit. Previous window still had a wood jambs. Look, we got here today. Everything is all PVC. It's all looks super sharp. You got the PVC brick mold on the outside, inside. It's all PVC, just super sharp. I mean, zero maintenance once this is installed. The homeowner's gonna be very, very happy. We're just putting in our cedar shims, making sure that the window is gonna sit properly in the opening before we screw it into place. I learned a new word today. We call this zhuzhik, because it goes zzzz. Our video guy thinks I'm comfortable sitting like this, but I'm not. So we're gonna explain this quickly. So the reason why we put the middle window in place first is to ensure that the other two windows on the sides are gonna be the same height. So that's why we have our levels across. So to make sure that everything will be at the same height, it's gonna look nice and professional. If you had them off by like a half inch or an inch, you might be able to notice that, and then from the outside, it would kind of look a little sloppy. One of the windows that they're trying to install, the original opening is not perfectly square. So he's actually just taking a grinder and just removing a little bit of the stucco, just so that the window will sit nice and square and plumb. Now we're just finishing up the exterior installation of the window. So we're just putting on our silicone bead around the perimeter of the window. This helps seal up any gaps between the window and the stucco, just preventing any water from getting inside. Over time, caulking can deteriorate. So every few years, you want to go around the exterior, you can hire a handyman if you're not up for the task, and just do any recaulking that's necessary. If there's any cracking or separation, just cut out that old caulking and then redo it, and then you'll be good to go. So it's one of my favorite parts of the window installation is spraying in this low density foam insulation. This is going to seal up the gap between the window opening and the actual new window itself and prevent any air leakage. Just wrapping up now with the house. So we got our newer, larger window, the fixed window in place. We have our casements installed. We're just finishing up the caulking and the foam installations. Had a look around at the rest of the house, the rest of the older windows they pulled out. Had a look at the frames. Everything looks like it's in good shape. They'll be able to install the new windows without too much trouble. Some of these openings are not square, which is no fault to the Ecoline guys today, but they're actually going above and beyond by adjusting those openings to make sure that the windows are going to sit nice and plumb and square. The older windows that were installed were just kind of thrown into place, and they were not square. So it's nice to see that they're doing the extra bit of work today to finalize everything up. So again, I'm Ian with Timber Pointe Home Inspection, and we're here today with Ecoline windows. I recommend them every time for your next window project. Have a nice day.